I'm going live right now. So if you look up at the symbol, it'll say Hollywood Unlocked is going live. You can click on that and just comment in the comment section and I'll add you.
Live. I don't see live. I'm on your page, but I don't see live.
Okay. See,
I see all the things you've already posted.
are you on the Instagram page, right? See the logo? Click it and it should say live. Click it there.
So watch live video. Yes.
Yes.
Got you.
Okay. See you in a minute. Bye bye. Whew. Okay. Iyanla is coming live. When I tell you I was having anxiety, but now that we figured this out, my anxiety is going away. So as soon as I see Ayana comment here, I'm going to click her in so we could do Wellness Women's Wednesday. Women's Wellness Wednesday. I tell you, anxiety is at an all-time high. Yes, I brushed my teeth. So as soon as I see Ayana, I will add her here. I am feeling better. I'm at home. Hold on. I'm waiting on Ayana. Ayana, you could just comment here in the comment section and I'll add you. You guys can hear me, right? I'm going to sit here and wait for Ayana. Okay. And you should wait here too. Oh, there she is. Okay, I see Ayana. With Ayana. You know
I tell you,
when we
it's
did the podcast, I started by saying fix my podcast. I was gonna say
right.
fix my Instagram.
It's more than a notion. This technology is more than a notion. I'm telling you. Now you only see half of my head. Let me see what I can do here. How's that? Okay.
There we go.
All right. There we go. Hi.
You know,
I told you that I'm technologically handicapped.
yeah, but like you
Oh,
said, you said everybody. You said when you said Wanda Sykes wanted you to fix her tie. When you said Wanda
yeah,
Sykes
right.
wanted you to fix her tie, everybody does expect you to fix everything.
I know, right? Well, I need to fix my technological prowess because I am about a hot mess when it comes to this stuff. How you doing?
You know what? The only day during the Corona crisis that I felt calm was after we talked to you. I felt like I could breathe. A couple of days later, it had all washed away. I had an anxiety attack.
No, we're going to do okay. We're doing okay. We've been in now. I mean,
Right.
You got to be used to it. The biggest thing is that because everybody's on the internet, you know, with all of the glitches and things that are going on. I had a class about a week ago, and I had over 7,000 people on the line, and the thing kept going out. So it was quite exciting.
Yeah, technology is definitely an added stress for people who don't know what's going on. And even
Right.
the people that do know, I mean, you still can't control everything. And I think that was one of the biggest lessons me and Melissa walked away from the podcast. Sometimes you have to like release the control issues with things that are out of your control.
Yeah, just surrender. It'll be fine. You know, those who are going to be here are going to be here. Those who aren't, aren't. So I'm glad to be with you on this Woman Wellness Wednesday.
Next, you know what I found interesting when we talked? That you were surprised that as a man, I found you to be so influential in like my journey with dealing with the death of my brother. And I think for whatever reason, you know, whether it's some of my, you know, salacious commentary or whatever, people think that I have an issue with dark-skinned women. And I just had never really understood that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I passed the bag test. You know about the bag test, right?
You
If
do?
you're full of a paper bag, you're considered okay. If you're darker than the paper bag, you're not. And if you're lighter than the paper bag, then you're light skinned. So I could go put a bag on my head because I'm good.
And I just love people. But then I also try to be honest. I said during the show, too, that fix my life is probably the only thing I'm scared of. I'm not scared of anything else. I ain't scared of Corona.
No, the Corona. I call it the Corona. Yeah.
But we have 70% of our fan base is female. And there's a lot of women who just have stress, I think, on top of the day-to-day burden. I don't know if burden's the right word, but I feel like women carry so much responsibility in their relationships, in their homes, with their kids, with just being, you know, fighting for equality, wanting to have their own life and their own stuff. I think also with domestic violence on the rise during coronavirus, I appreciated you even spending the time to come here and talk to people.
Yeah, you know, the domestic violence piece really concerns me. You know, I said last week when I was talking, I said, go somewhere and beat your meat. Don't beat no
I saw that.
Can't get away from you, you know. But yeah, this experience has certainly added to the plate of women and their responsibilities, because so many of us are now homeschooling, or we're home all day with parents that we're caring for. When the woman was the only breadwinner in the house, and now, you know, the bread is tied up or gone. So my heart really goes out to sister women all over the country and the world, really, because it's not just us. And because now it looks like we have to take on even more than we have. And that's why I think wellness is such an important conversation right now, because if we just stay into the physicality of it, I need money, I need food, I need this, I'm all by myself. It's real the stress, because for me, the corona is the corona. It's here, and we know what to do to protect ourselves. But the biggest enemy right now is fear, fear and stress. You know, and I keep saying to people, what are you afraid of? It's here. Are you doing what you need to do to take care of yourself? You know, your mask, your hand washing, not, you know, congregating out in the world. It's here. It's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, protect yourself and do the best you can. But the stress weakens your immune system.
I didn't even really realize. So like, I'm safe. I'm doing all the precautions. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm drinking water, staying hydrated. I'm drinking the tea with ginger mint. I ain't never had ginger and mint at my house at the same time. But I feel like I'm doing everything. Business is great. And I found myself in the middle of an anxiety attack, and I felt mixed. I felt on one hand, I'm really having an anxiety attack. And then on the other hand, there's homeless people and people that have less than I do. And so I'm also being selfish, or I'm being, you know?
No. Listen, fear is a natural human response that says, pay attention, be cautious. There's something going on. So fear is a natural human response. So you've got to give yourself permission to have it, to have the fear, to have the stress, to have the anger. Don't deny it or suppress it, because that's what will weaken your immune system. You just don't want to buy real estate there. You know, you don't want to be there for the week and start decorating. You know?
My grandmother used to say, don't let it rent no space in your head.
That's right. You know, you say, okay, this is fear. I'm having an anxiety attack. Okay, what's underneath there? And more often than not, what's underneath it is a thought running in your mind about what is going on.
Right.
So just give yourself permission to just investigate that thought, or stop and remind yourself, okay, listen, I'm okay. I'm okay. But don't compare yourself to others. See, one of the things that I find very troubling about this whole experience is that some of the things that are being highlighted, we act like they didn't exist. We always had homeless people. You understand? And so many of us just, oh, okay, you know, we got homeless people. We've had this incredible experience of domestic violence, you know, and okay, you know, you can do more time in jail for a burglary than you can for beating your wife or your husband, you know. So some of the things that are coming up right now are things that always existed, but now we are being called to pay attention to them, you know. And so you add that on top of everything, because this is not a you problem, a me problem, a black problem, a white problem. This thing is across the board.
It is the greatest equalizer I've never seen in 42 years I've been alive. I've never seen nothing where, whether you're Jeff Bezos or you're the man that's sleeping outside of Chase Bank, you're susceptible to it the same way.
Well, you know what? It reminds us of our vulnerability. And I know this audience may not remember, but when we had 9/11, Sting sang a song that said how fragile we are. Mm-hmm. And I think that because we had a job and a car and a condo and some red bottoms and a weave, and, you know, that we forgot our humanity.
Right. And
we forgot how fragile we are. This thing is, it don't care about your mama, how much money you got. I mean, you know, Tom Hanks, Idris Elba, and then the
prime minister in UK.
Okay, and the bus driver in Detroit. It has just leveled the playing field. So don't compare. But if you can, when you find yourself, this is for your audience too, when you find yourself in that stress or in that upset or that anxiety, remind yourself, come present to this moment, right here. Now, what's going on right here that's causing this anxiety? Okay. Do I have food? Can I breathe? Listen, I can't find no sanitizer. Listen, I can't find no sanitizer. So I made me some, right? I took grain alcohol and rubbing alcohol and witch hazel and tea tree oil, and I put it in a bottle and I took it up. And when I go out, I spray myself. I spray door handles. I spray gas pump. I spray everything. Okay, I don't know if it's working, but I'm still here. You know?
Wait, does your calmness irritate the people around you? Because, like, I'm sure their lives, like some people, like, you know, when you had came on the show, we were a mess. We were a mess with the show, the setup, Corona, and you were just sitting there very calm. And I'm thinking, this woman is crazy.
You know what? Because and I think I said this to you or to your co-host,
Melissa. Hold on, she's getting a call. It'll come back. Oh, she got bumped out. She'll come back. Hold on. It was just getting good. And we're going to take questions from you too. So don't leave. Hold on. She'll come back. And then I'm going to let you guys ask questions. I'm just going to put your questions in. This is Women's Wellness Wednesday. So I will be looking for questions from women who have questions for Iyanla. Okay, I see her. She's back. Hold on. Iyanla, leave a comment. If you can comment in the comment section, I'll see it, and then I'll add you. There you go. Okay. Hold on. I see Iyanla there.
Yeah, okay. They bumped me. Yeah, here we are. So I was saying, you know, the reason I'm calm is because if my expiration date on this 67 years is coming in the midst of the corona, me worrying about it ain't gonna stop it. And you know, if it's my time, it's my time. So
that's a good 67 though.
Huh?
That's a good 67.
Hey.
You know, I said, I don't know if I have to go back and read my own book, but I want to say here again, when I wrote my book, you know, especially going through the chapter about the death of my brother, your book, and it's just so crazy. Every time you text my phone, I don't know whether to say Miss Vanzant, Iyanla. I don't even know the text back. I look at it a couple of times because the book until today was such a spiritual healing, and I downloaded it on my Kindle. Before I got stressed off Instagram, I was stressed off my Kindle because I can't find the book. I wanted to read the word for today. Your words are just so I mean, it's such a gift. You know, there's certain people that I think learn how to be good at what they do, and then people just have an innate gift that I think is such a blessing, and you've been a blessing to me. And I'm just grateful that you agree to come here and take some questions from folks and just offer yourself to people.
You know what? I learned a long time ago that purpose is a passion, not a job.
Mm-hmm.
Most people think their purpose has to be their job. And I learned that purpose is a passion. And I love people. You know, I'm passionate about people. So I do my purpose with joy and passion. And, you know, I'm always studying so that I can bring the best of who I am and what the Creator has for us. So I guess that's what it is. But here's your book.
I love that book. Everybody should have that book. I don't overly promote anything other than my own stuff, but that book is something that I only have 2 books on my Kindle, mine and that one. But I'm gonna buy some more. But also, I think this is a time for people, especially like a lot of women who are trying to figure out their next move with their career. Like, you have some time, the time that you always needed to have to create your purpose. You have the time now, right?
I'm telling people, do your vision board, do your vision board, do your vision board. Write out your mission statement now, because you're creating tomorrow today. We don't have to wait and see what the corona gonna do. What are you gonna do on the other side of the corona? Right. You know, because unfortunately, a lot of people are thinking that we're gonna get out of this and go right back to what we used to do. Oh no. Oh, what they say, hell to the no.
Right.
This thing is going to look so different on the other side, so different. So I'm telling people, write your vision statement, work on your vision board, project yourself into the future, because the vision will pull you forward. And the way that you deal with those everyday stresses and the fear, that kind of stuff, make a God jar or a God box or a God can. That means you take a can or a box or a jar or whatever it is. And whenever anything comes into your mind, like you said, you had an anxiety attack, write it down, put it in the jar or the can or the box and say, okay, done with that, done. Mm-hmm. The mind is so powerful. The mind is so powerful. That's how women can have a job with and have kids and go to school and get a degree, because our mind is so powerful. But, you know, the minute we get a little anxious, we just lose it. So
right. And like you said, like, the world as we know it, or the job that you knew it, may not be the same or even be there when you get out of this. So take the time to create the opportunity you always want to have. Look at what opportunities exist in this new normal that you can contribute, and that you can use all your resources, and then you may even blossom out of this experience, you know?
What I'm trying to walk people through very lightly is, what if on the other side of this, the job that you had is no longer there? Take it in, breathe it. You don't have to do anything about it today, but you've got to give yourself permission to at least examine and explore that possibility. Otherwise, on the other side of this, rather than being free and creating, you're going to be a victim. What if the job that you had before this is gone on the other side of it? Because we're talking restaurants, we're talking small businesses. You don't have to do anything about it today, but give yourself permission to at least have the thought. Otherwise, when you get there, should you meet that, you're going to go into panic and stress and just, no. Just have the thought. What if, you know, the world, I believe the world is changing. I believe everything's going to look different. I really, really do. So and particularly the young folk, you youngins, I don't understand y'all. I don't understand you youngins.
Well, do you think it's because, I mean, when you look at the 60s, and like, because somebody had said the other day, I said, man, this is the craziest thing that I've ever experienced. They said, well, the 60s was crazy too. Everybody, all of our leaders were getting murdered, you know, the civil rights movement. Like, you ain't seen crazy. I'm like, wow, I never thought about it, you know?
No, I haven't. You know, I grew up in the time where I was bused to high school, and to get there, and I'm 13, 14 years old, coming out of, you know, Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy, to go out to Flatbush, where we had always been told, don't go out there because they'll get you. And we get out there and there's these mobs of adult white people calling us names and spitting on us, spitting on children. That's how I grew up, because I got bussed, you know. And then you're going in the classroom, and I won't even take us there, but you know, this is a whole nother thing, because this is going to be neutralized across the board. White business owners, Black business owners, Native business owners, Latin business owners, businesses that may be forced to close. And I know the occupant of the White House is trying to save everything, but you know, we need to reset, Jason, because we run amok. We just run amok.
Wait, this is also like, if the silver lining for me after our last conversation, even hearing you talk today, is that we have become a red bottom society. You know, and I know Christian, so I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm saying the idea of, I'm lit, it's lit, I turn up all day long, and now you've been forced to turn down, and you looking around like, what's going on, right?
You know what I asked? I said, I wonder if the weed man is doing business.
Oh, the weed man is not stressing. He making deliveries. They still out here.
Is he making deliveries?
Oh,
okay.
I don't smoke weed, but the people that I know, they are high every day. And I'm like, are you high playing video games every day? You better figure out life.
But they're at the stores. You know, they can go to the stores. But the thing is that I really want the young people to get is, because they are the future. You know, I had everybody go back and listen to Wake Up Everybody by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake up everybody, no more sleeping in bed, no more backward thinking, time for thinking ahead. He made that song 45 years ago. But if you listen to the lyrics, oh my God, it's right here. And we didn't listen 45 years ago. So my thing is, to the young people, we want you to I need you to kind of step up a little bit. You know, I don't have a problem with happy flowers. That's what I call it. In my day, they called it Reefer. And I call it now happy flowers, okay? Because people are growing it, and they're in the stores, and you can buy different kinds. I don't have a problem with that. But when we smoked Reefer, you know, we did it in the evening at school. You know, people are high all day long.
It didn't consume your life where all you did was smoke and play video games.
And we were respectful with it.
Yeah.
We didn't smoke our happy flowers around grandma. But you know, hey, grandma smoking.
Grandma got the weed man on speed dial these days.
You know, and the other thing is, I really want the young people to just know a little bit about the history, so that you understand some of the things that have already been accomplished, that you may not even be taking advantage of, that you can use and move yourselves forward. And I just think that they're just a little footloose and booty free. Footloose and booty free. It's just too much. So, you know, and I want them to know I want you to know how to take care of yourself. You know, my oldest child is 50 years old. 50. Okay.
Wow.
I'm a great grandmother, you know? And so some of the things that I think my youngins are missing, I hold myself responsible, because we stopped talking. We stopped teaching. We stopped eating at the dinner table on Sunday, you know, when that's where you get all your learning. You know, grandma's crying over her boyfriend the same way the great granddaughter's crying over her boy. You know, so there's so much. I have so much hope for y'all. I love y'all. I think y'all are wonderful. I love your courage, and I love how you challenge things. I love all the new things that you created. The thing that frightens me is you're missing the history and the culture.
Wait, you said something on the show. You said, because I found myself praying the other day. Like, I'll pray. Now my challenge is to not let my mind be so much that distracting me from my prayer, because I'll try to get into a prayer and then I'll start thinking of this or thinking of that. But when you said on the show that people were talking about not praying to the white man God, but didn't replace him with anything, we kind of got off the call. We got on the personal call. We was like, did you hear that?
I know.
You could be lit, but God is lit. People don't understand. Like, I do what I do, and I do it all for entertainment. But if you look at my playlist, it's gospel music. I'm always trying to have the spirit of God in my life. My book, God Must Have Forgotten About Me. But you learn that he's been with me. Like, I just feel like people don't have that source of spirituality as deep as they should, you know?
Well, because we weren't taught it. See, I was raised in the church. So when I left the church, I at least had a foundation. But so many people don't have a foundation, anything to go back to. And so there's nothing for them to build upon. So they have to now do their own independent investigation of source, creator, the absolute. Doesn't matter to me whether it's Jesus or Buddha, Krishna, Allah, it doesn't matter. The important thing is this, Jason. This is what I want you to get. You youngins, don't pray to an outside God. Pray to the God in you. Step into your divinity, your nobility, your I amness, your I amness. Because we were all raised praying to the white Jesus outside hanging on the cross. Let me tell you how I got in trouble. I grew up in the Pentecostal church.
Me too.
And that's strict, where you can't, no nail polish, no, breathing out your left nostril on Tuesday is a sin.
Yeah.
I remember the day, I must have been about 9 or 10, when it was time for me to get saved and baptized. So they bring you up to the altar call and you're there and do you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? Well, I looked up and there was the image of the Christ hanging on the cross with the little droplets of blood. And they asked me, do you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? Now me, okay, because I always been special. I said, him? He can't help me. Look at him. I got beat out the church.
I know they were looking at your parents crazy.
Out the church for embarrassing my grandmother who had rehearsed me and everything. And I'm looked up and I'm like, oh my God, what are you going to do for me? He hanging and bleeding. I can't, because even back then, I had a different concept of the God of my understanding. So I just want youngins, all you youngins out there, to don't, Dr. Naeem Akbar, you know who he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dr. Naeem Akbar says that your religion can change, but your theology can change, but your faith has to be consistent. Mm-hmm. So how you find the God of your understanding, the divinity of your understanding, that can change, but you got to have a solid foundation. So that's really what I want for the young people.
So are you open to taking some questions?
Absolutely. Come on, let's do this.
Okay, let me get some questions. Okay. So this person said, hold on, let me try off the call. Okay, this person said, will the thoughts of losing our jobs manifest if we allow ourselves to think about it?
Well, every thought creates an experience. And it's not so much whether the loss will manifest, it's the stress you go through in the process. That's what you want to save yourself from. So if you're thinking about, if the job isn't there now, allow yourself to consider the possibility that it won't be there later. And so that you can start creating what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. But you thinking about losing the job is not going to make the job not be there. No, that's not it. Either it's going to be there or it's not. But just I want us to move through the fear and the anxiety of, oh, what if I don't have a job? What if you don't have a job? Then what?
Right.
What else can you do? Then what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've always talked about having faith over fear. And I think that just came out of having so many debilitating experiences that I went from saying, why God as a kid to what's next, God? What we going to do? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm still going to be here and I got to figure it out. There's just failing is not an option, Well,
I want to coach you a little bit here if I can. Okay. I want you to consider how you language your experiences, because I've heard you say the death of my brother, the death of my brother, the death of my brother. So I'm just concerned that every time you say that, you re-imprint yourself with the trauma. Mm-hmm. So instead of, you may just want to consider how you can language that And it may be as simple as what I learned from my brother's death, how I grew as a result of my brother's death. You know, what I became aware of once my brother died, so that you're stating the positive connected to it, as opposed to just re-imprinted, you know, the death of my brother, the death of my brother, the death of my brother. Because every time you say that, you enliven the trauma.
Well, and I've said publicly that's been a big trigger. So maybe I keep pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not ready for Fix My Life yet. But no, that's really helpful. And I mean, and words have power. So you will hear me say it differently moving forward.
You know, I lost my daughter, and I talk about her almost every day, but I don't talk about her as her being dead. I say, you know, Jamia and I always, Jamia and I, or Jamia would say, or Jamia showed me, Jamia taught me. I speak about her as if she's right here, even though everyone knows that she's deceased. So just be mindful, because I'm concerned about you re-imprinting the trauma over and over and over.
Okay. I will actively work on that.
Yeah.
This person says, how would you deal with being alone and with your negative thoughts?
Oh, alone in your head without adult supervision. Write them out. Write them out. You know, get a journal, get some typing paper, get a paper bag. You got to write that stuff out. Write it out. Because it's not that you're alone with it. It's that it's there, and it's just replaying. And the more that you write it out, you can write it out, then you can burn it up, you can tear it up, you can burn it, you can flush it, you can bury it, so that it's just coming up to come out. So don't deny it, don't suppress it, because that's when it becomes, you know, a tumor, a cancer, a gas, whatever. So just write it out. And don't call the thoughts negative. They're not negative. A thought is a thought. Now, it may have negative energy or emotion attached to it. And then you can examine, explore, inquire. Okay, what is this about? Tell me what a negative thought is. I'm going to die. That's not a negative thought. That's true. You are going to die one day. Don't have to be today. Now, what triggered that? Why are you thinking I'm going to die? Well, I'm going to die because whatever. You know, investigate. And investigate with curiosity. Like, wow, where'd that thought come from? Let me get into that. Let me think about that. And write it out. Write it out. Why? Because you're transferring the energy from your mind to a solid form on a piece of paper that you can tear up, burn up, discard. Once they come out, don't read them, okay?
So before getting to another question, there's a statement. This person says, you are so wise beyond what this world deserves, Ayana. I love your being, and thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
Deep bow to you.
There's a lot of that in here. What is a good daily spiritual practice?
Breathing. You know, I gave I've been making meditations, guided meditations. I have spiritual feast. I have a white light meditation. And yesterday I put out a meditation for dealing with fear and anxiety. If you want to go to my website, iyanla@iyanla.com. They're free. They are free. You don't have to do anything. You just go there, or go to any of my Facebook pages.
What's your website, Iyanla? Let me put it here.
www.iyanla.com.
Okay.
Or if they go to my Facebook page, Dr. Iyanla Vanzant, Dr. Iyanla Vanzant. If you go there and you look at the antiviral messages, I have all the links. So a good spiritual practice is conscious breathing, which I have on every meditation, visualization, reading something inspirational, like Until Today, so that you can plant another thought.
Are you going to do another one of those?
No.
That book is, listen, I've given that book out more than I've given my own book out. That book is everything.
No, but I did that already. I'm moving on to something else. But yeah, so go to my Facebook page, get those guided meditations, because they'll give you breath work, they give you affirmations, they give you things to read. And if you can't do anything else, 5 minutes of stillness.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off everything and just follow your breath, your inhale and your exhale for 5 minutes. Set it on your phone. If you can't do 5 minutes, start with 3 minutes. The other thing, go get the Calm app.
I just listen, I had the panic attack, 3 o'clock in the morning, rolled over, downloaded Calm, and it coaches you through the breathing. So like, yeah. I had a pain, like this anxiety, it created a pain right here, and it said breathe into that area, and I did, and I was able to go to sleep, and it did go away. So I have been using that app a lot.
And I have an app. Did you know I had an app?
No, no.
Yes. Awakenings, where I coach you every single day. You can set it as an alarm so that my voice will wake you up. Yeah, it's Awakenings.
But it don't say get your ass out of bed and get it together.
No. It says, beloved, it's time to get up. And I
Awakenings.
give 3 principles to work with every day. 3 principles so that you can think about them throughout the day. So yeah, Awakenings, you can get it on iTunes or the Google store, Awakenings and it's free unless you want it 7 days a week. For free, you can have me 3 days a week. For the annual subscription, you can have me every day, but it's free. So Awakenings with an S or Calm will guide you into your spiritual practice. Thank you. That's a great question. I'm
gonna get that. Okay. Is it okay to be totally fine with what's happening today?
Yes, I am. I'm excited. I am excited. It is to be totally fine with it. You know, I mean, I have my moments. I live with a turtle, Billy, my turtle, you know, but I'm really okay because I know that everything is purposeful. All things are lessons that God would have us learn. And we're just beginning to learn. We haven't even learned how to just sit down and shut the hell up.
Right.
We're trying to get right back into what it was. Let's get things back to normal. Normal, that was not normal.
Right.
That was crazy. Yeah, so it's fine to be fine.
You know, a lot of our healthcare workers are in here. This person says, as a nurse during this time, how can I wind down after work?
Calm. Go get the Calm app. You know, I wish I had done it, and they're going to make the money, but go get the Calm app. And also, nurses, first, what do they call them? Frontline people. Please, I beg you, it's free. Go get my white light meditation because I guide you through how to anchor yourself in white light and its energy. You know, the virus is energy. It's out there, right? So why can't joy and peace and strength, and those are energies too. Please go get the white light meditation. Somebody said, and smoke some weed. Happy flowers, okay?
You know, I just had this thought, and I don't want to get too deep, but it's crazy how many people are afraid of a virus they can't see, but they're not afraid of a God they can't see.
Right. Well, they are afraid of a God they can't see, but they're not afraid of the nuts that they do see.
Right.
The one that's on TV every day at 6 o'clock. That should scare you to death.
Trust me. But, you know, like you said, are you talking about the White House?
Yes, the occupant.
But you know how you described it on the show, again, another controversial thing, but people actually could relate to. And I think it was also calming when you said, when we see Trump, we see like, we can see all of us and our stuff in him.
Yes, we can. So I say, you know, so for the first responders, that's what they said. Please go get the white light meditation. Please go get it. Because then, you know, in the day, if something comes up, you take the breath. I guide you through how to do it. You can get it or go to my Facebook page and click on any of the antiviral messages and you'll see the link there for it. Okay. Yeah. So you can do that. And also Nursey Pooh and firemen and teachers. The other thing is in your showers, start doing, you know, I don't know what to call them. I call them spiritual baths, but you can call them energy clearing baths, apple cider vinegar, salt and water, salt and lemon, where you start to cut the energy. It's all energy, Jason. It's energy. Your anxiety attack was an energy. People's fear is an energy. It's all energy. And we will know that the negative energy exists, but we won't do what's required to bring about positive energy. Salt. Put some salt with some water in a pot, a bowl, a container, and after you shower, pour it over your body because it's cutting everything.
I've been using the Epsom salts, different scented ones, candles. I got humidifiers to keep the air pure. You know, next time we get on live, I might have some sage in a little bowl. I don't know.
Listen, but you know what? I got some liquid sage for you. One of my brothers, who's a medicine man, a Lakota medicine man, he's been making, because a lot of people don't want to do the smoke, so he has harvested the sage, dried it, put it together, and also in my body line, I have Enviroom Mentals, which are sprays, herbal sprays that you can spray on you, on your bed. I don't even, people don't even know.
Where? That's what I was about to say. So this is all on your website.
Masterpiecebodytherapy.com. Masterpiece, Peace. I have the soap. I got the bath salt scrub. I have the, but I'm not a salesperson. So I've done all of these things and I never talk about them until now because people need them now. Yeah. I've got a salt scrub. I've got a milk and honey bath soak. I've got environmentals. I got body washes with different herbs and oils. So Nursey and all of the first responders, please, you don't have to buy my products, but keep your energy clean. The white light meditation, a salt bath, sit in a tub of apple cider vinegar. They buying toilet paper. They are not buying apple cider vinegar. So go get you some.
Wait, like you say, you're not a salesperson. Really quick, I want to plug the new podcast because I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with Tina before the interview, but after having the conversation, she's extremely wise and knowledgeable too. And so you guys have come together and have the new podcast that people should definitely go and check out.
Yeah, Love from a Distance. And it's Sunday night at 7 p.m. And this week, our guest is Susie Orman, because we need to talk about this money thing. She's going to be our guest, Susie Orman. And the link for that, you can also get, it's lovefromadistant.info. Lovefromadistant.info, not .com. And you can sign up to be on, oh God, we had, I don't know.
Your newsletter?
And my newsletter. Well, if you go to iyanla.com and you sign up, I feel so bad. I'm not trying to grow my list or anything. I just
but I think it's important. I think as a way of giving people resources, right? Like people should know, because right now people are going crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that just the salts, the bath soaps, the candles, the music in your house. I've been going to D-Nice every day.
Okay.
You have to find ways of calming yourself. So right now is the time to promote those things so people can actually go get it.
Okay, well, and everything that I'm promoting is free, okay, except the salt and the soap. If you want some salt and soap, you got to send me some money. But Saturday, I had people create a sacred space in their house, so that there's this place and you go there and you sit there and you pray there and you breathe there. So the white light meditation, I have the spiritual feast it's 7 5-minute meditations, one on peace, one on joy, one on gratitude, one on forgiveness, one on grace, two on love. So that's the spiritual feast compilation. Again, you can get that download on my Facebook page. And please keep where is the liquid sage? You know what? I'll put it on my Facebook tomorrow because I don't know it offhand. But tomorrow, on my antiviral message, Warfield, who's a Lakota medicine man, he's going to be my guest.
Well, what I'll do is I will get from you, if you can text me the link to where it is. We're going to write a story up on this post anyway. We'll put it on HollywoodUnlocked.com. We'll link to that so people can go there, click on today's post, get that, and go and there. And also, I would say, if you have Kindle, download until today, because it's literally you're waking up. Every day there's a new page, and each page is what of that day. You read it and you fill yourself up. I got somebody in jail right now, stressed out. the end of the world. Now Corona's coming in the jail. I sent him my book. I also sent him Until Today. And I'm like, yo, read this book 1 page a day and try to live in that message, because it will put your mind, when you start thinking positive thoughts, I think that daily affirmation that you need to really draw in that energy, you know?
So do we have more questions?
Yes. 1 second. Let me see. Okay. Okay. How do you know when something is worth working through on or versus letting go?
Well, that you have to know that for yourself. And one of the things is that when you are in alignment with something or someone, it's really not an effort. It really isn't. You may have work to do, but it's not drudgery, and you don't have to fight uphill. So, and I don't know this to be worth true. You're either talking about a relationship or a project, maybe a job or a business. So with a business or a job or something that's inanimate, you have to ask, is this really what I want? Am I committed to take this all the way through? And if it's a relationship, you got to really start getting clear about whether you're receiving what it is you desire. Doesn't matter where it is. And this is what I say to people. You don't get to tell people how to love you. You get to see how they're loving and choose if you want to participate. Okay? But if this is how they love, screaming, hollering, cussing, disappearing, only doing sex, only getting and not giving, if that's how they love, you get to say, okay, that's how you love. And I'm not choosing that for myself. If it's an inanimate object and you don't have the joy in the work, see, people are always working toward the outcome. You got to have the joy in the work right now. Like what I do every day, there's no outcome. There's no outcome. I just go every day and I do what I do because I love it. And if nothing comes of it, I'm okay. But we're always so busy trying to get to the outcome that doing the work becomes drudgery. If it's drudgery, let it go. Let it go.
Listen, it's saying we have 1 minute left. It's going to cut us off.
Okay.
And I feel like this can go all day. But what I would love for people to do is to go to iyanlavanzant.com. Go to hollywoodunlocked.com. After this, we're going to put this post up and we'll put a link to her site and a link to the other sites mentioned in here. And I feel like if we do this again next Wednesday, I would love for people to download the book and go there and get those products. And then let's see how we feel in a week. I'm going to try not to have another asthma attack. Not asthma attack, but
anxiety. So
anxiety.
Jake, I want you to go get the white light meditation. I want you to commit to doing it once a day.
I will.
Okay. And then let's see next week when we come back together if you've had an anxiety attack.
I might be sitting Indian style with a sage in my hand. But thank you so much for blessing everybody with these words. And also check out Love from a Distance. I think you guys, and if you haven't seen Tina Lifford and her together yet, check out on our YouTube channel. It's amazing. But thank you.
Sunday, again, our guest is Susie Ormond, because I want to ask her some questions about this money. Because, maybe it's just the Black Panther revolutionary in me. I don't believe this money is free. I think that we got to be very careful about how we get it and what we do with it and that kind of stuff. And also, people are really concerned right now about their credit report and about their mortgage so Susie's going to bring us, she is the money lady. Okay.
She is. And very much like you, she tells it how it is.
Yeah. And I hope that people right now, one of the reasons they're freaked out about everything is because they didn't do what Susie told them before. Save your money and you make sure you got 3-4 months rent. Make sure you got a little savings. We didn't do that. So now we're enslaved to our jobs.
Yeah.
And so with the jobs in jeopardy, it's a problem. Okay. And if I could just say one more thing.
Of course.
Please, when you get up in the morning, think about somebody other than yourself. Pray for the homeless people. Pray for the first responders. Pray for the children that are stuck in homes now with abusive parents or abusive caregivers. Pray for the families of those who've expired and they can't even, they're not even embalming people. They're putting them in a box, putting them in the ground. So let your first thought in the morning be a blessing or peace for the world. And if you start to do that, you're going to start to see how your day is better, because what you give, you receive. So if you give a blessing, you're going to get a blessing. If you give good thoughts, you're going to get good thoughts. That's a good way to start. Not to ignore your plight, but just to put it out in the world.
Well, this has been great. Yeah, I think part of what was giving me anxiety was thinking about everybody else too, you know, because I feel for other people. I'm not necessarily looking at my situation, but you know, it's a heavy when you really think about, this is time to really sit and reflect on how disconnected from humanity I think we've all been. That's why I'm followed everybody on my Instagram, because it was too much energy that I just couldn't handle it anymore, you know? So I think those were wise words, and hopefully people listen to them.
And here is your key for every day. I am safe. I am protected. I am powerful. I am strong. I am peace-filled, faith-filled. I am, because I am is the creative energy of the absolute. I am. Don't say I am scared. I am broke. I'm lost. No. I'm lonely. I'm depressed. No. I am. I am growing. I am healing. I am learning. I am open. I am receptive. Put your I am on the things that you want to expand. Yes? So
Well,
I am free from anxiety attacks. I am. How about that?
well, I know everybody watching is saying I am full, because this was great.
Okay.
But thanks for filling us up. I mean, these are the words I think that I told, Devon Franklin said to say hello too.
Hey, Devon!
When I did the live with him after I did the show with you, I said, I just need to do this every week because I feel good right now, you know, and people receive the, because we all need to know it's going to be okay, you know, and I think that when you talk, people do listen, and you have the right words that I think people need to hear. So I am grateful.
I am grateful. I thank you for your generosity. I thank you for what I'm doing. And if I could just do a little, I saw people put nasty things in the thread. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you don't like him, flip over somewhere. You don't like me, don't come here, because my mortgage is paid. You don't have to. But let's not put that in the universe.
And let me say this. I wasn't going to say nothing, because, see, when you're around, I got to be on my best behavior. So
no, but see, the thing is, this is what they don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't do it because it affects you. It ain't going to have no effect on you. But what you put out comes back.
Right.
So in this energy, you don't need to be not liking nobody and calling people names. That is going to come back on you, boo. Not on Jason. It ain't going to hurt Jason. It ain't going to hurt me. I am 67 years old. My boobs dropped about 25 years ago. There ain't a darn thing that you can say. If you liking me will pick my boobs up again so I don't have to wear a $68 underwire bra, please don't like me.
Iyanla, I'm not dealing with you no more today. You just spoke the gospel. I'm gonna turn that into a song, okay?
Okay. I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.